Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. Today is Monday, which means that it's time for the latest news update from our lovely and sunny Spain and Benidorm region. Today we'll be talking about the situation here in the country, the latest restrictions and traveling updates. Also about how Benidorm has been getting a big chunk of money for all the hotels that have been reformed recently. And last but not least, what's going to be happening in the Mediterranean Avenue, the main vein of Benidorm, very soon. Which kind of new projects Benidorm has in mind. And we'll finish today's video as usual with the lovely weather forecast from Benidorm for the upcoming week. Welcome to the latest news from Spain and Benidorm. The situation in Spain is getting better day by day. We don't have the data for the weekend, however, I'm sure it's going to be quite positive. What we do know though is the data that we obtained on Saturday for Friday's day. And then we've had slightly more than 30,000 new cases, and the index dropped up until 919 cases per every 100,000 people, which means that basically after this weekend we should be around maybe even less than 800, the index here in Spain for the 14 days, which is great news. The experts also say that in general more than 72 cities in Spain are already lower than 1,000, the index, which is just great. It's no surprise because the weather is amazing. A lot of people are going outside and are having a lot more activities on the outside than indoors, which is kind of helping to decrease the amount of numbers. In terms of the traveling update, some people were asking me when it's going to be happening. The actual right now, the current travel update is up until the 28th of February midnight. So once the 1st of March will hit, this is when it's supposed to be the new travel update. The Spanish government will gather together as usual a few days before that to make sure that they make every kind of change that is necessary to provide better traveling options for tourists towards Spain. However, the first steps are already done. More and more countries are eliminating Spain from the high-risk list, which means that both for Spanish to be able to travel to those countries and for tourists to be able to travel towards Spain, it's a lot easier now. One of the last countries was Germany. It eliminated UK, I think, Spain, and one other country from the high-risk list, which makes it even very possible that tourists from Germany will flood to Spain, especially to their favorite areas, which might be the islands. In general, all the rest is exactly the same. We're still going forward with the elimination of the vaccination certificates starting from the 1st of March. However, to be honest with you guys, no one is asking for it anymore. We're going to a lot of bars, like cafeterias lately, because we're spending a lot of time outside. So in none of them, exactly in zero places we've been asked for the certificate. I personally think that is due to the fact that we know from 1st of March it will be gone. A lot of people know it, business owners know it, so they feel kind of that it's stupid to ask for it now if in 1.5 weeks time we're not going to be asked for it any longer. So what's this sense in all this now? So they basically, a lot of them, not all probably, but a lot of them have stopped to ask for the green certificate to be able to enter bars, restaurants, cafeterias, and all the hosteleria in general, which is great news. Second news comes from our lovely Benidorm town, because Benidorm has been very lucky these last few years. They've been receiving a lot of money from the hotels, because as you could have seen in one of my past videos, hotels are doing a lot of reforms, and some of them are almost made from scratch. Only like brick walls are left and everything else is gone, and they are remodeling the entire hotels, adding extra floors and doing a lot of changes. Each time the hotel wants to get bigger, it needs to pay some money to Benidorm, to the municipal hall, to the city itself, because of this upgrade. What's happening right now, for example, the last case is from the Primavera Park, amazing hotel. It was a 3 stars, but right now a lot of you that have been visiting Benidorm lately, you could have seen that Primavera Park is basically gone. There are a lot of building work going on in there, and this hotel will be changing from 3 stars to a 4 superior hotel. So it's going to be 4 stars superior, almost a 5 stars luxury hotel. They're going to be making a lot of changes. I only got to see one picture of it, which is this one right here that you can see on the screen. And this hotel is adding an extra floor to it. So instead of 176 rooms, I think it will be having 207 or 206 more or less. So it's quite a lot. It's quite a big change, which is why this hotel will need to bring to Benidorm 174,000 euros to pay to Benidorm's town, because they're doing all these changes. Benidorm is receiving a lot of money from the hotels, which at the same time, this is actually a mutually beneficial thing, because hotels are improving. There are constructing a new type of tourism, a quality, true quality tourism in Benidorm, which is what a lot of people need and are seeking on right now. And Benidorm is obtaining some more extra money, so everyone win in this case. The OSPEC, which is like the company that takes care of a lot of the hotels in here, that brings up some laws and modifications as well, and rules, has said that Benidorm's hotels have invested on the last few years, 260 million euros in reforms and refurbishments. So it's a huge amount. And I do think personally that this is going to be attracting a different type of tourism. We are going from the tourism, from the low-key tourism, when you see a lot of fights, when you see a lot of drunk people. I mean, there's nothing bad to having a nice time. However, when it turns out to be constant fights, police interventions, and just not a calm place to stay, not a good place to stay for families, for children, for example, for couples that just want to have a nice vacations here in Spain and in Benidorm. So it was kind of worrying. But right now, when we see that Benidorm is changing, it's going from its bad fame as holidays for like drunken sex and parties and drugs and etc., towards a better type of tourism, which is very nice, and it's making us very happy that we are heading towards the place where Benidorm wants to be. The next news from Benidorm comes from the Mediterranean Avenue, the main avenue of Benidorm, which was also one of the first ones that have been built and done in Benidorm, which was connecting all the areas and the Levante side with the old town. So it's a very important part of the history, which has been changing quite a lot in the last few years. The main change that you could have seen on the Mediterranean Avenue is on the last part of it, going towards the old town or old city center, so called, which is right now basically almost pedestrian road. Cars went down to the second plan there, and the priority was given towards the shops, towards cafeterias, and people walking and enjoying a lovely time in there. Cars have been moved to only a 10 kilometers per hour speed limit, and it's just a brand new avenue right now, attracting more and more tourists each day. What a lot of people don't know is that it's not everything that will be done on the Mediterranean Avenue. This is just one piece of the majestic, huge plan for the change for this big avenue here in Benidorm. This is just a part of it. When this part is over, which is basically right now in the next few days, once the techno hit will be done, they will be continuing and doing it parts by parts. They'll be heading towards the Levante side and Rincon de Loix, like going back from that. And all the Mediterranean Avenue in the next upcoming years will be looking as the end of it, which is just great and great news. This project has been approved long time ago and confirmed. However, Benidorm cannot waste such a big amount of money to make it and to cut the street for traffic for such a long time. So what they're doing is just doing it part by part, time by time, year by year, to be able to modernize it a lot more and also eliminate the cars from the city center, which is what we were talking in the last news update. Now we can actually see that this is true, this is a reality, and it's going to be happening very soon, sooner than later, maybe even sooner than we expect. So it's A great news. I'm very happy to see that Benidorm, not only hotels are making their structure and the service that they are offering better and better each year, but also Benidorm streets are becoming nicer, newer, and more modern type of style. This is how the end of the Mediterranean Avenue looks like right now, and you can imagine already that this is how all the entire Mediterranean Avenue, starting from the Rincon de Lodge going up until the old city center, will be looking like in the next few years. It's not good for some businesses, especially because the car traffic will be almost inexistent and very, very slow. There will probably be no parking spaces on the avenue itself, so that's another negative point. However, for all the people who are coming here to have a lovely walk down the Mediterranean Avenue, to enjoy a lot of green trees, the orange trees as well, with cozy terraces, some nice music outside in the shade of the Mediterranean Avenue trees. This will be a truly nice place to visit very, very soon once all the works will be done, which will probably be at least in 2 years minimum time from now, but it's worth waiting. And of course, the weather forecast, what's going to be happening in our region in the next few days up until the end of the week, just in case if you're coming on holidays. Basically, right now it's sunny, nice and warm. You can see the blue, intense blue skies right there behind me. There are already some people here on the beach in Albir enjoying the sunshine and sunbathing. However, there is no one swimming because the water is still too cold. It's approximately 14.5 degrees Celsius. This type of weather will be in a lot of parts in Spain, as you can see on this first map. However, by Thursday and Friday, it will change drastically. What we are expecting by Thursday is basically a lot more clouds coming from the west part of Spain, northwest part of Spain. So it's not going to be as sunny in a lot of parts. Oh, I just seen someone swimming right there. Not sure if you can see, but there's a person swimming right there. So yeah, there's someone swimming still, even though it's winter time here in Spain. So in Thursday, it's going to be cloudy in some parts, not everywhere. Here it will be still sunny, nice and warm. However, on Friday, these clouds, as you can see on the third picture, will be coming towards all the Mediterranean area, and here it might be raining. It's just for one day, so it's nothing major to be worried about. Your holidays will not be spoiled by it probably, because it's just for a few hours. As for the temperatures are approximately the same as they were during the past few days and on the weekend. However, by Thursday, obviously, when it's going to be cloudy and or raining, they will be slightly lower than it is right now. Right now, it's approximately 20 degrees here in Benidorm area. In Alicante, it's more or less the same, 21. In Barcelona, slightly higher, 22 degrees today. Granada, 23. Same in Malaga and Sevilla. Madrid, 18. Murcia, 25. Balearic Islands, 19. Canarians, same 19, which is strange because they usually tends to have higher temperatures. And Valencia, 22 degrees today. Greetings from sunny Benidorm, and I hope you enjoyed today's latest news update. See you in the next video tomorrow. Bye.